Beloved ring announcer Samantha Irving has announced that she is leaving WWE, and in her place, a legend returns. NXT is returning to the old stomping grounds of ECW when they head back to an old school Philadelphia arena. And we watched some old school WCW fall brawls to get ready for War Games. This is the Spandex Stand-Ups.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
How you feeling after another week of great world wrestling entertainment content?
I mean, feeling good, feeling great. Still looking back on Bad Blood, feeling hype from it. It just felt good.
Are you digging the 2-hour Raw?
Am I digging the 2-hour Raw? It actually snuck up on me. I was watching the other night, and then they're like, main event. Jey Uso came at an hour 40 into the night. How do I feel about it? Yeah, I guess I do like it, but I also, we're clearly not getting some stories, and some things are getting cut out. So no, go bring it back to 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah.
When we go to Netflix. Again, this is strictly USA being like, we can't have that much.
We can have 17 hours.
Yeah. So it's a compromise for the time being.
Yeah, because especially now with Crown Jewel, where you got too much crossover from Raw and SmackDown, I think we wouldn't feel it as much if it was just 2 hours of Raw.
Right.
But now we got Solo Sikoa on Raw. We got Jacob Fatu on Raw. So that means some Raw superstars got to take a back seat for a second.
Yeah, and when they're on Netflix, they aren't beholden to doing commercial breaks any specific time. Probably aren't beholden to doing a certain amount of commercial breaks. And again, not a specific time constraint. So you're probably, when people like The Rock come back, or, when gives
a 45-minute promo.
Exactly. No, he'll stretch it to a full hour, and so, no, this is a temporary thing, I think. I'm excited what happens when they hit Netflix.
I just hope they're just like, whatever. When we wrap up, we wrap up.
Yeah.
Because, it's going to be streaming. It's not like they got a certain...
Right.
We're just going to watch another Netflix show when you get done? Like, come on. Well, we got so much to talk about. We are doing a deep dive into the history of Fall Brawl. I took notes. I have a lot of notes on Fall Brawl.
I didn't take notes, but I watched some stuff today, and Scott Hall was drunk at Fall Brawl 98, maybe. You guys should watch that.
Ooh.
Maybe it was part of a gimmick that I wasn't aware of that they were running at the time.
Well, 98 is when the wheels started falling off, so he very well could have been.
Okay.
Got some news up top for you. Samantha Irving is, in fact, leaving WWE to not go to AEW like the idiots.
Yeah, what is she doing?
Pursuing her music career.
She can't do both? Come on. Maybe she can't. It's demanding, but I get it.
It is a travel schedule.
It's tough.
She got to get in the studio and make that album,
So long, Samantha Irving. Thanks for all the good years. You'll go down in history. You'll probably be able to come back.
She has said she is coming back for special appearances.
Yeah, and whenever you want to come back, you can probably come back. Gosh, Drew, who is replacing Samantha Irving?
Thankfully, we don't think it's a permanent situation, but it is Lillian Garcia is back.
Yeah, Lillian Garcia, which everybody was stoked to see her. Still got a great voice.
Yeah, she's never been one of my favorites, man.
It's a little...
Out of all the years out of the great announcers that have come through WWE, she's just not on my list.
I think her first announcement, she said, instead of saying contender, number one contenders match, she goes, this is the match to determine the number one container. She said container, number one container.
She had a knock.
Which is
ring
fun.
rust.
We get it. It happens.
Ring rust,
It's live television.
Little ring
we
rust.
Get it.
Check it off.
But welcome back, Lillian Garcia. Listen, as fans, And we know you were at the company probably during a hellacious period.
Yes, she's so happy to be back.
So welcome back. I hope this run is smooth for you.
Yeah, I forgot.
I hope you don't have to keep any secrets.
No, we're not asking you to keep any kind of secret. Different times now. Okay. Braun Strowman dealing with a torn groin. So I don't know how that's going to go going forward.
Braun Strowman with the turn.
It's hard to say. Right?
wait, say it one more time.
Say that 6 times fast. Braun Strowman dealing with a torn groin. I have to say dealing in the middle of it to break it up. Braun Strowman, torn groin.
It's not funny. That he's dealing with the groin issue.
It's brutal.
The words were hard to say. That's tough. That's a bummer because he just had a great feud with Big Bronson Reed.
Looks like he's getting pushed to the moon.
You're
hoping it was going to happen for Strowman as well.
Yeah, I mean we're getting a big feud for Big Bronson Reed coming up.
Yeah,
with old Seth Rollins.
Freaking Rollins.
So rest up, Big Braun Strowman. Come back, join the Wyatt Six, reboot, reboot everything.
NXT going to be coming from 2300 Arena in Philly, November 6th. It's a Wednesday, going head-to-head with AEW Collision from ECW Stomping Grounds.
Night after the election. Ooh.
I'm glad they're not doing the election.
Make it heavy. No, that'll be good.
It might be the purge, so it'll be fitting that we have ECW wrestling back.
Yeah, the world's burning, but wrestling fans are still like, no, there's a show tonight. And, it
was a big show. Okay?
And WWE's like, listen, guys, we haven't missed a show. We gotta determine who's champion. I mean, the fans,
it'll be interesting. They're
broadcasting in 80% of the world. We gotta deliver the match. I know the world's falling apart, but we gotta deliver. Oh, I love it.
We finally get numbers, AEW versus WWE, so that'll be fun because they hadn't gone head to head on any nights lately.
Excited to see that go down.
Survivor Series, November 30th, coming to us live from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Going to be early start time again, 6:30 Eastern.
I like it.
Because UFC that night. I'm digging this. Yeah, give me that 5:30 start time here in Nashville.
Yeah. Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Talking on his podcast, Logan Paul wants a future match with Jacob Fatu.
Okay. Wait in line, Logan Paul. I don't think any of us care to see that match anytime soon. But I forgot he was in WWE, Logan Paul.
Yeah, that was your boy.
I know. That's how quickly.
That's how the news cycle in WWE.
I mean, he'll be back for the Rumble. I know. That's probably when he's.
We have a nice stare out between Logan Paul and Jacob Fatu at the Rumble, because he's already said it. He's put it out there. He's got to do something.
I mean, Logan Paul winning the Royal Rumble. Come on,
no,
it'd be massive money.
I want him to be the last one where he thinks he won, but he forgot someone hadn't. Yeah. Someone went through the ropes.
No, Logan Paul's going to eliminate John Cena at the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm calling. Setting up for, Logan Paul, John Cena.
Yeah.
Because, again, if John Cena does get another title run during this last run, it's going to happen later in the year.
And I don't even think
I think that's a SummerSlam.
I don't think he wants it.
I think, whether he wants it or not, it's not up to him. Truly. I mean, the company will decide. And I think ultimately the company is going to put him over Flair.
Yeah.
Or at the same level.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're tied. So
and Flair's 16, yeah. So they're both 16.
Yeah. So, and then what did you say? Orton's 14 or 15?
Yeah,
is he the closest to him?
Yeah, I think Orton's tied maybe with Triple H.
Okay.
At that number.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think hot take alert.
Go for it.
I think WWE corporate, again, it's not up to John Cena. And even John Cena has said whatever creative has in store for this run, I'm rolling with it.
He's a company man through and through. He's going to do it.
He's a company man. When you think about the Make-A-Wish stuff. But you just hear how gracious he is because he's like, listen, I wouldn't be able to do movies without WWE. So I think when you take into account the Make-A-Wish stuff, the loyalty, who he is as a person, who he is as a brand ambassador, I think they put him over Flair. Flair's a wild card.
Especially, he's only going to become more of a wild card in his later years.
And I think
they're not trying to babysit that.
And I think you just go ahead and you make John Cena the undisputed greatest of all time. Still give Ric Flair's props at 16.
Fair.
But my take is WWE gives him this honor.
That's a smart play on their part. Because you are right. Dude is going to be nothing but a wild card, especially later on in life. You think he's going to get better in public? Come on.
And Cena's never really going to be a wild card. I mean, he might have some dirty laundry come out. Guy seems a bit crazy. I don't know if you saw some of those Totally Bellas or whatever. And I mean, listen, maybe he just likes order.
Yeah.
But
sure. Like American Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cody Rhodes beat Jacob Fatu in a street fight dark match after Raw in Philly on Monday.
Nice. Yeah, so I mean
they're teasing it, you know.
Yeah, they're already putting Jacob Fatu in these big situations. I mean, that's got to feel big. You debut with the company 6 months ago, maybe. Yeah. You're already in a match with
the world champ,
son of Dusty Rhodes. I mean, it's huge. So yeah, no, they're clearly setting up for probably that match.
Because they test the waters before they
to happen.
The card,
you know, maybe at some point.
Yeah, Carlito might be in a little bit of trouble. He that line he said when he walked in the frame after Damage Control was leaving and said, "I need to learn Chinese."
Oh yeah, I mean
they're Japanese.
Yeah, I mean Carlito, Caribbean.
It wasn't a written
Caribbean controversial.
It wasn't written by the writers, so they're hands free. So he said it, so he's taking all the heat. So of course, some people are upset about it. So it'll be interesting what comes of that.
Come on, Carlito, get it together, dude.
Get it together, Carlito.
Come on.
Checking in at NXT, we got Halloween Havoc approaching. Nikita Lyons is back, adding to a already ridiculous, I've said it, and I'll continue to say it, NXT Women's Division. Andre Chase is back. He's dealing with Ridge Holland. Julia and Stephanie Vaquer versus Roxanne and Cora Jade. That's going to be probably still the show. All four of them can go in the ring. Obafemi looks for revenge against Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo took his belt. Obafemi wants it back. And Ethan Page gets another shot at Trick Williams. Looking like a pretty good card.
Yeah, bring it on. NXT's been crushing it.
And I just love Halloween Havoc. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah. Like from going back from Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero back in the 90s to NXT's put on banger of Halloween Havocs lately. Just I love the brand. I love this time of year. It just makes me happy.
Yeah. I just like how they're bringing back a lot of these old school, the No Mercy,
Great
the
American
Halloween
Bash.
Havoc. Yeah, like, kind of it's nice that they're
because that's the big part of being a wrestling fan is the nostalgia. So you got to address your past to continue to grow. That's
and just have that.
I can't believe I just said that.
Yeah. And just have that legacy attached to it. For these NXT folks to be like, man, I used to watch No Mercy growing up. Now I'm on No Mercy.
Right? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to be on Halloween Havoc.
Right?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Because I would dress up as a wrestler for Halloween.
Yeah.
Every year.
Which wrestler?
I was Conan one year.
Yeah.
Macho Man one year. I was Hogan one year.
Dang, that's a lot of wrestling years.
Yeah. I loved it, man.
One year I just wore a hat that said WWE on it and a shirt that said Raw on it. And
as an adult, I was a referee one year.
I was just a brand.
Yeah.
Brand ambassador.
Just a brand.
They're like, who are you? They're like, Vince McMahon. They're like, no, Vince McMahon wouldn't dress like this. You seem like you're just a brand ambassador.
I'm just a brand, man. Digging to SmackDown, how you digging Motor City Machine Guns being on your television?
I'm into it. Bring them on.
Lackluster debut, but it got the job done.
Yeah. I mean,
I got so much going on. They're like, just put them out there, man.
Yeah.
Just put them out there.
No, I liked it. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a slow build, I think.
If anything, they're showcasing the tag teams. They made a big deal on Raw and SmackDown about the tag teams. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Showcase the tag teams.
Yeah.
And they did.
Totally.
Now we get DIY and Motor City Machine Gun battling it out for number one contender match. That's going to be a great match.
Yeah. I mean, I think, who do you think wins?
Machine Guns.
Yeah. I mean, DIY's kind of had their shot. And
they need to turn this into a turn. Go ahead.
Yeah. Or you give it to DIY. DIY takes the titles, put them in a feud. Let them take the titles off them.
I guess depending on who wins this, is we see if they're serious about actually giving the Tongas a legit matchup, because they squashed DIY, I think, and I think Machine Guns actually might beat them. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
I just think they've had so many chances to pull the trigger on DIY, and they have shown us time and time again
That they don't want to.
they have no interest in doing that whatsoever. So same with the poor Street Profits.
Yeah. I mean, they're one of those where I think, again, when you think about how many years pass when, some of these feuds happen, I think that they're building up for us to get them in a singles match and kind of a reintroduction to them as, solo competitors.
Yeah, because I mean, Gargano can do some good work on the mid-card scene.
Yeah,
we could get some good Gargano LA Knight matches.
I mean, those Gargano Ciampa matches in NXT were probably my favorite matches to come out of NXT.
I mean, and especially that time of year, they can start laying the seeds, and then they can have a kerfuffle at the Rumble. Mm-hmm. And then that leads to being on the undercard of WrestleMania.
Love a little kerfuffle. It is just so hard to get on the card for these shows, and it's not even the best wrestlers being showcased. I mean, in some ways they are.
That
Damian Priest is winning me over, but yeah, it's about storyline, really. I mean, you think about JD McDonough. That dude probably gets more TV time than anyone in the company.
Yeah, because
he might rival Cody
and he's
Rhodes.
A great goon. He's a fantastic goon.
He might rival Cody Rhodes with how much screen time this dude gets.
Yeah.
And it's really just because he's in Judgment Day. Yeah. And they're in every storyline.
Yep.
So, that's what just some of these folks need is just for their storyline to take front and center. The way that we've seen Carmelo, Hayes, and Andrade.
Turning this best of into something.
Yeah, and give us more of that with people. Like people making names off of each other. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed. You know what I mean? Like,
not once have I heard, no, don't make them wrestle anymore.
Right. I mean, Braun Breaker and Jay Uso right now, kind of trading the IC title, which... Sorry.
We knew it was coming, though.
Yeah, it was coming. We love it, dude. Now
it furthered the storyline, because on SmackDown, we got Jay confronting Solo. So finally, Jay acknowledging, fun word there, that he is a part of this, whether he wants to be or not. But I like he took the time to come out and be like, y'all leave me alone. I'm doing my own thing.
And Braun Breaker's now a two-time IC champion.
Yeah. So Solo, them boys showing up in Raw, they said they were there to help. Mm-hmm. It's kind of fitting we're in political season. It was like Solo saw, it's kind of a fun storyline. Solo saw the interaction between Jay and Jimmy and Roman, and they were like, well, let's recruit Jay ourselves. But it did not go well at all, and they end up costing, which it was a great match either way. Jay and Braun put on a great match, and then you add to them on the outside, and Braun does get the best of him. And we knew this. We knew they'd have to take the belt off Jay to get him back into the fold, because now he hates Solo and Jacob, and he can put his hatred for Roman to the side.
Right.
He's not, enemy of my enemy and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So.
Like it.
How'd you feel about the showdown on SmackDown?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it was nice. I like to see Roman getting beat at the end, with the bloodline kind of standing over them. I like how Jay is like, yeah, I'm champ. And Roman's like, we're proud of you. And it's like, bro, y'all ruined all of my chances at a title time and time again. So... yeah, I mean, I really like where this is headed. Obviously,
they're doing a good job of building Solo up. This is the best Solo's been.
Totally. It's the best Solo's been, and I mean, they're doing a great job, kind of putting Roman, Jimmy, and Jay back together. Again, Sammy's kind of just floating, so let's get Sammy back in the picture, which would be great. Would love to see Paul Heyman return. Maybe
I'm waiting for the wise man.
Maybe even with like a Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. Like maybe they all just return.
He's like, I had to go get my guys.
Maybe when like CM Punk returns, it's with Paul Heyman. Maybe they bring Brock Lesnar, and they're like this X-Men looking weirdo, you know? I don't know. But none of that will probably happen. But I do like what they're doing by putting everyone back together.
It will be interesting in war games. You know, you've seen it traditionally 4-on-4. You've also seen it 5-on-5. So right now, if it was Roman, the Usos, and Sammy, Jay, Tomatonga, Tongaloa, and Solo, it'd be 4-on-4. But some people, you know, think that there'd be more people recruited. But I just don't know who really else you add at this point, unless The Rock's going to get in war games. And I don't see him climbing into that structure.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, it's definitely the Bloodline Civil War for war games because Cody, Randy,
Kevin
KO.
turned too early for him to get one over on that.
Yeah, and
Jay came back, or Jimmy came back. So yeah, I agree with you that they came to a crossroads. Where is it going to be Roman, Cody, and friends, or is it going to be Civil War? And they went Civil War.
Yeah, and I like that.
Oh yeah,
we
keep
all
it in the
like
family.
that. Yeah.
Keep it in the family.
And The Rock has like a big connection to Vancouver. Shot a lot of movies up there. Loves Vancouver. So
gonna show up.
You know, I mean, I think he'd have if they do Bloodline Civil War. I mean, he has to show up, and especially if he's been calling the shots for this new
Solo,
Bloodline. Yeah,
I still want to get back to when Solo was like, "It's going according to plan."
Mm-hmm.
Last Legend getting some screen time. Her and Jackson were in some tag team battles this week, getting a lot of she gets the win over Piper Niven.
Get the win.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
Candice LeRae also snuck her way into a shot, being Nia's partner when she needed a partner against Bailey and Naomi, and Candice and Nia got the win.
Yep.
I want it freshens it up a little bit. When I saw Candice and Indy jump in, I was like, yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
More women in this, because we know SmackDown's got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Freshen this up a little bit. And then we get, it looks like KO, they're going to play up a little KO suspended kind of thing. So
yeah, he's doing videos from his car.
Yeah.
I bet he was like, babe, producers need me to
I'll be right back.
Producers need me to like cut a promo in the car about how sad I am, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, put my plate in the microwave. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I'll be right in. They said they need it now.
Could you see him? I can see him just sitting in his car getting worked up, like,
yeah, listening to you know,
Seven Dust. I bet it's Seven Dust.
The Fray. Where did I go wrong? I lost the Fray.
They are hinting that he might take a little time off to kind of real sell this. So
Kevin Owens needs to be a champion.
Yeah.
If Kevin Owens ain't coming back as champion, you know.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, especially now that, I mean, I don't know if we even talked about
now that AJ going to be out for a year.
Not to say AJ's done.
You think so?
I
don't think he comes back from this Les Frank injury. It's hard. It puts running backs in their prime out for a considerable amount of time. I can't imagine, I'm his age, a 40-year-old pro wrestler.
I could see him coming back simply because of nobody wants to go out like that.
No.
On
Your comeback match?
Your comeback match on SmackDown?
That no one's really talking about.
I mean, sure. I think there is a world in which we all act like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
AJ just retired and had a great last feud with Cody Rhodes. I do think there's a world in which we can look at it that way. I really do.
But we don't want to.
I want to. I would love for it to just be like, that never happened. He actually just retired.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, I got you. I see what you're saying. Just put that out. I want him to come back. I want one last little.
I also want him to come back.
Look, if Shawn Michaels can come back from a broken back, and Daniel Bryan can come back from 43 concussions.
I just know that he was kind of thinking about being done. So
he was coming back for one last run. I would be happy with him taking like 2 years off, really get it feeling great, and then come back for like 3 months.
Yeah, he come back for one more run.
Yes.
One more Mania match.
Win the
belt.
belt.
We'll get.
Win the belt, and then give it up for a tournament. Really spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, we love AJ Styles. No, I want him to come back.
No, I know.
But if
great.
But if he just gets to a point where he's like, I just can't.
Yeah.
Then, dude, his last run was with Cody Rhodes for the title.
The fake retirement, that was good.
You know, doing that backlash, which was a huge
Big swerve on us.
Huge moment, and you know, fake retirement. We loved that.
Next week we get Andrade and Hayes 7 and Motor City Machine Guns DIY for the number 1 contender match.
I don't know why they aren't just giving us that at Crown Jewel.
Well, I think LA Knight's going to interfere, and we get a triple threat at Crown Jewel.
That'd be great. I like that.
I think that's what's going on.
Give us that.
Over on Raw, we saw Miz with the Final Testament.
Love it.
And
Miz
also
looks good with the Final Testament.
Wearing the black. I
looking
like
good,
looking like the devil.
Look like a Miz vampire. Yeah.
R-Truth was getting the crap beat out of him.
Yeah.
And Xavier kept Kofi from jumping in there.
That's
so
what happens.
further in that storyline. And then we get who the Wyatt Six are going after next. And I am so excited because we get Wyatt Six, Final Testament. Nikki Cross jumped on Scarlett, started it off. Let's go.
We love it.
And question mark, did they murder Paul Ellering last night? Is he done?
Seemed like he was murdered.
He looked murdered. Especially if the Miz is jumping in there. He looked murdered.
Looked like he got murdered. For sure. Murdered.
When you're fans of wrestling for so long, you know when to spot a good write-off when you see it.
Yeah.
And that looked like a good write-off. Is this bugged? Is this play? Like, we're asking for things and WWE is delivering.
I know, and we're not even mad. We're not even mad. Like, we used to be mad because it was so predictable, but it was so predictably bad.
Yeah.
Now it's predictably good. And we're like, we're not mad. Like, we like being able to anticipate. Like, that's the fun thing is, like, we're in an era of, like, fans guessing.
Because it's good anticipation. We're guessing what we truly in our heart of hearts want to happen. And when that happens, we're like, did they really just give that to us?
It's because the execution is so good right now. They're
And
just
the production.
executing really good.
Good
Everybody's
production
on point.
overlooks bad execution as well. And I'm not saying they got bad execution. They just got great execution and great production.
Yeah.
This Liv Raquel tag team, Damage Control won by DQ. Jackson and Legend get involved.
Into it.
I like Raquel wearing the old Big Daddy Cool stuff. Like she's Diesel for Liv's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Raquel was smiling too much during her last run. We need more angry Raquel.
Yeah. Because she's a beast.
Beast mode.
And I'm so glad she stopped flexing her back.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
The lamest intro I've ever seen. So Raw's version of their tag team number 1 contenders, we're down to LWO, War Raiders, and New Day.
Okay.
Not the 3 I thought they'd go with. Is this just giving it to War Raiders?
Yeah. Yeah, because the New Day give them more of a... they'll implode, make it part of their implosion story.
Some people said that they're going to get behind this Rey Mysterio Dragon Lee team, though.
I like that. They
could be the
good.
LWO.
Can't believe... I thought Ray was going to retire like 3 years ago.
Stem cells, bro. They said stem cell treatment in Mexico has saved his knees. They said he's feeling like a 28-year-old again.
Insane.
Right.
Like, I thought his match with Dom was like... I thought...
They said he's feeling great. It blows my mind. They said he's working such a reduced schedule and, like, the treatment, he's really...
That he can just get out there and...
Yeah. So, yeah.
Good for Rey Mysterio.
And he's toned down his style, too, you know? Dude's not diving off the top.
Nah, he's doing some other stuff.
Dragon Lee's doing the diving. See, this is why they're putting them together. It's great. Dragon Lee can do all the crazy stuff. Ray can do the calculated crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We get Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed. I like how they intertwine them in throughout the night. Like, they seem to fight the whole night. And then finally at the end, Pierce was like, enough, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
So to have more of that. Like, they were the focal point of Raw, and they didn't even get... Seth came out to the ring at the beginning, and then the rest was backstage segment.
Yeah. I love the backstage brawls right now.
And it continued the whole
backstage brawls, like, every night.
Bronson Reed's part of it.
Yeah.
It's a big part of his character, and it's helping him so much.
Yeah.
Some said there's a big cry on the internet for Bronson to go over Seth.
Yeah. Totally. You got to.
You can't bring him this far and have him lose.
Yeah, what does Seth need anymore?
Right. He's untouchable.
Yeah.
Priest lets Gunther know coming for that belt.
Let him know.
So you said Priest is growing on you.
He's growing on me again. El Campeon.
Yeah.
I like him. He's got a good voice, got a good edge to him. I like him better now that he's not in Judgment Day.
Yes.
I didn't totally like how... I think he said something in a promo that was like, to maybe Rhea or someone else where he goes, if you've got a problem with Judgment Day, I've got a problem with Judgment Day. And it's like,
Yeah.
That's it, Damian Priest?
Yeah.
You have a problem with Judgment Day, Damian
This
Priest.
is part of your MO.
You started Judgment Day, and then they kicked you out of the group. Like, your beef with Judgment Day doesn't hinge on someone else having beef with Judgment Day just because, like, so I don't know if you heard that line in that.
He was like, I've settled my beef, but if you still got a problem, I still got a problem.
Something like
well,
that.
then you didn't settle your beef.
Yeah, and it's also like, no, like, you never settle that beef. You're always mad that, like, you got kicked out of a group that you created.
Yeah. Yeah, like anyone would be.
Yeah, so
I created it and then I kicked you out. What?
He's definitely growing on me, and I do. Now that Gunther's been champion and we got the run, again, fans predicted it. We were all like wanting it, and
he got the recognition for being a great guy.
He doesn't need it anymore.
So,
and I do think I think Drew, you got to give it to Drew. I'm still calling Drew wins the Rumble.
Yeah, I'm 110% on board with that. So conflicting reports out there that Gunther's set for better things. Like, that's not a conflicting report. We know that he's on tap to have a marquee matchup at WrestleMania this year. So there are conflicting reports online that at Crown Jewel, he's either going to come face to face with, we talked about it last week, Bill Goldberg. And also there are latest rumors that Brock Lesnar has negotiated to come back. And he, in fact, will get Gunther at Crown. He'll face off. Something will happen at Crown Jewel to set them up in a WrestleMania projection. So if you're fighting Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, you don't need the belt.
Right.
Let the belt be a different feud.
Because Cody is definitely winning the Crown Jewel Championship.
He's the face of the company.
He's the face of the company. He's been the
Gunther won King of the Ring.
Think about their schedules.
Yeah.
Who has wrestled more in the last 2 to 3 years?
Who's going to be on more talk shows with that big belt?
So Cody Rhodes is winning that match. Yeah. Again, Brock Lesnar is not. No, Goldberg is the one that's going to interfere in that match. Goldberg has history in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. He needs redemption in Saudi Arabia.
He still has that name basis in Saudi Arabia. He
already gotten the redemption in Saudi Arabia after the Undertaker match. I think he did. I think he did a match there. Yeah, he beat the Fiend there.
Still hate that.
Because that all happened pre-COVID. The Undertaker thing happened pre-COVID.
He almost.
So since then, I know that Goldberg went against like Lashley and and a couple of other people.
Yeah,
Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, people, and what's crazy is
Elimination Chamber.
Match maybe they did that match was so bad that's still what people think of.
So Goldberg
he almost killed a legend.
So Goldberg is probably going to be the one that interferes. Is setting up again, probably for them at Survivor Series.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you give Goldberg the
No.
title?
Please no.
The world heavyweight?
No.
Do you?
No. You don't do it. Put up a valiant fight. Let Gunther beat you. And then go out. Or maybe pick your opponent and go out on top.
Or maybe you make it not for the title. Yeah. You could do Goldberg, Gunther, not for the title.
Because Goldberg can come back. I don't need your title. I'm not here for your title. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Boom. Done deal. Yeah. Please don't. I don't need that. You know what I mean? I don't need I loved The Fiend. I'm such a Bray Wyatt fan that I took it personally when they had Goldberg beat The Fiend.
It just didn't make sense.
It was a big microscope on the problems WWE had.
Oh yeah. Vince McMahon didn't. Again, Goldberg is one of those people who
shows how the flawed system.
Yeah, and I would have put him on my list of.
He's on my list
of wrestlers that maybe were underutilized.
Oh, not that list. No, never mind.
But again, he
had
he had limitations.
Yes.
But WWE also, again, they did the whole Ronda Rousey route with him, where they're like, he's so uncontrollable. We're gonna build him so quick, and then just kind of.
I can just do without him. I'd be okay if he never stepped in the ring again. I'm bummed that they made a big reaction at Bad Blood for him.
Well,
he got that.
That's Atlanta. Come on.
No, I'm just saying that got talking about Goldberg. Oh, another run. I'm like, no. No, just let him have his flowers. Sit back down. Cheer for your kid who's going to be a football star. Stay out of the ring.
Yeah, like maybe instead of getting a whole farewell match, just let him still come in, raise a little hell.
I'm perfectly fine with all of these old tops coming back for these runs, and I'm so excited about John Cena's run. I just don't think they ever should be involved with the title picture.
Or what if you do something like you team up Goldberg with Braun Breaker?
Yeah. All day.
Gunther loses the match. They're not, now that, I mean, if Gunther were to lose the title, he could go back down and face.
Yeah, I mean, you could do. I just want like a Gunther Ludwig versus Braun Breaker and Goldberg. Just
I'm curious to see what they end up doing with this Goldberg thing.
I have faith again. My faith is restored as a fan to see how Triple H navigates this. Because Triple H doesn't seem like the type that would have gotten the belt off of the Fiend and give it to Goldberg.
No.
So I can't expect him to do it in 2024.
No, not to Gunther.
No. So I have faith that he'll navigate this flawlessly. Not flawlessly, but to the best of his ability. And then, of course, last thing for Raw, Braun Breaker gets his IC title back. Shows the bloodline problems. Jay full on in that storyline, whether he wants to be or not.
Fun match, and really kudos to Braun Breaker, man. Really, really a great wrestler.
Love everything he's doing.
Great promos, great matches.
Dare I say my favorite wrestler right now?
Great intensity, authenticity. Really good stuff with Braun Breaker.
I know we talked about it, and you looked at me like I was crazy the other day. I'm still pulling for, if it's not Drew McIntyre, the Royal Rumble, for Braun Breaker to get it.
That'd be sick. I just don't see it happening.
No, I got you.
I think he carries the IC title for a while now.
Yeah. Next week, we get Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. They've always put on great matches. We get that LWO War Raiders New Day #1 contender triple threat. And we get Dirty Dom wanting to show his worth. Dom wants a match with Gunther. Carlito was pushing, when he put his foot in his mouth, he was pushing for a title match with Dom and Gunther. So Pierce said, I'll put Dom up against a former world champion. So excited to see what that means. If it was SmackDown in about 2008, I'd say, he's facing The Undertaker.
Yeah.
But we don't know who it is this time. So excited about that. Well, that's it for our weekly roundup brought to you by Project Nerd. Definitely check out Evan Burke Comedy and Drew Harrison Comedy and Project Nerd, all their great stuff.